but they made their bones
Sure.
like making video after video after
Sure.
video about how they disliked it, and they just gained like hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
And so now they make their business, making videos on YouTube, which I think is, to me personally, is kind of disingenuous because 90% of those videos happen to be them reading clickbait articles.
Oh, for sure.
From some other news organization, and then given their
Wait.
proselytizing.
Don't give away our whole strategy here. That's my whole prep. That's my whole show prep.
All right,
Go ahead.
give it away. It's okay. It's all right. It's already over.
No, continue, please.
I just said it. You're always stepping on the end of it and then expecting me to continue, and then you don't have a follow-up to it.
I don't feel like that's the end of it, though.
That was the end of it.
That was pretty weak then.
Oh,
It's
my
only weak because you stepped on it.
Throwing
And
barbs
It's only
here.
weak because you don't have a rebuttal. That's
Barb?
why it's weak.
Why are we throwing her? It's not nice. Barb is a very nice person.
I will chime in here too. I think
Ooh, who told you you could chime in?
me. I'm taking control of this.
Jokes
This
are
is
bad
Pat
tonight.
Shan's Secret of the Sire.
Thank
okay?
God. Thank God.
I'm the new
It's about
host.
time. It's
okay?
about time.
So, these people who are so incensed about either Ghostbusters or this, I agree with you. It does seem manufactured. It's who could be that angry? Like, why are you so
Nobody's
mad?
angry week after week, day after day. Actually, some of those guys do like 2 or 3 videos a day
I
on
know
how much they dislike.
Well, I mean,
whatever.
that's. I think you're really touching on an important value here. There were genuinely people out there that at some point, and not just in comics but in media, were genuinely angry about things, and they got to a point where blah 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 blah. I'm fired up. I'm going to do this, and they do it because they're genuinely angry about something. And then they started making some money off of it. And then all these other people are like, "Hey, look at Joe Bob. He's really angry about something.
100%.
They're making a lot of money. So I'm
100%.
going to get angry about this, and I'm going to make a lot of money."
I mean, just my overall answer to all that is just, I mean,
That's why you can't be
pretty
host.
strong reaction.
You can't be host. Angie J. Hahn. Do we know who Angie J. Hahn is?
Angie J. No.
I don't know who that
I
is
don't know
either.
who anyone that you listed is.
I don't know who it is, but she's got a blue check mark, and she said, "Well, Thanos is blanked."
Blanked.
Well, I didn't want to use the F-bomb. I can.
Oh, okay.
I choose
you know
not
what?
to.
This is my 150th appearance. The whole time I've been not
You're behind.
cursing.
You've been just been. Well, we try to keep it clean. We try.
Oh,
to keep it
okay,
clean.
okay.
We try to.
Okay.
You can. I mean, you let a couple slip. It's okay.
So Thanos is blanked. I mean, I actually kind of hope not, because Thanos, he should be the guy that's super hard to beat. So if the new character comes in, like dun dun dun, then that kind of cuts away what happened in the first Infinity War, But if she plays a pivotal role, that's great. But just don't do it single-handedly is all.
Yeah, I know. That's the last thing we'd want, right? I mean, you do want like a secret weapon. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I think we're watching. We want to see like a Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, because they're the original,
Yeah.
cast, I guess, coming through and delivering the knockout punch, right?
I mean, the reason that The Dark Knight Returns is a bad comic is because in the end, Green Arrow comes out of nowhere and solves the whole fucking problem,
Jesus.
Total Deus Ex Machina, right? So as long as that doesn't happen here, it won't be a bad comic like the classic.
We're talking about the
Dark Knight-
iconic Dark Knight Returns.
the iconic classic Dark Knight Returns. Yes, bad comic, yeah.
Why is it a bad comic? Because Green Arrow comes out at the end.
Because that solves the problem of the comic instantly.
There was foreshadowing to Green Arrow coming in, and now you're really making me think about this.
Oh yeah,
here.
no, I mean I did that just to do that. I'm bringing it full circle. I'm making you guys pissed off, like those guys are pissed off about this.
Ratings, bing.
I don't even remember that.
I do. He was
I
like
don't
kind of
remember
hanging
that
from the
I remember
fire escape,
Batman
right?
having a heart attack.
that kind of thing. Are you not talking about DK2, right? Because DK2 is
Oh no,
horrible.
of course I've never read that book.
Because if it's that one, well, then there's something wrong.
No.
DK2 is pretty bad.
No, that was god awful. Remember that? We got that in the wizard offices that day, and we're
that
like,
was
"What the
pretty
hell
bad.
is
We're
this?
like,
We're waiting for this."
They're like giving out free copies. Like, no thanks.
That was the extent of where it started, where it's like the sequel that you've been waiting for. You probably should have just kept waiting, kind
Couldn't
of
have,
thing.
but that's the problem. You couldn't. There's no way you could follow that up. There's no way you could follow the Dark Knight up.
No.
So don't try. And then and I mean, and then on top of not being able to follow it up, there was the not even an attempt to follow it up that the comic book was. It's like, I'll never be able to live up to this, so I'm not gonna try. Stick figures, it's art, damn it, it's art. Don't you love my art? And I remember looking at it like, this is not even good on a on an artistic level, like on an abstract level. This is not even that good. So yeah, it was. I didn't even go there. And then they did a third one, right? Or they're doing a third one.
They're doing one, right?
They did it already.
They did a third
It's
one.
done?
I don't even.
It's done.
It's already.
It's done.
It came and went so fast.
Watchmen's been picked apart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bone that's being picked apart clean right now.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns.
And now they're doing a
It'll
TV
always be.
show to it.
Oh, but that's gonna be good though. That's gonna be good. It's by the guy
I don't know.
who did Leftovers.
I've seen clips of. Did you just? Okay.
Oh yeah, one of the best shows of all
That's
time.
Lindelof.
HBO's The Leftovers. So good. So good.
Really?
Oh, good
Yeah.
God, Pat. Good God. All right. So, commercial? Are we going to a commercial?
Let's just not do commercials. Right?
Can we get out of here before I puke all over my microphone?
When we come back, Hassan pukes on his microphone.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Introducing The Mainstream, created by Michael Dolce, Talent Caldwell, Tony Moy, and Darren Sanchez. It tells the story of an interdimensional police force, polices alternate realities, keeps bad guys from other worlds from getting into ours. Issue 5 in stores now. Order it at your local comic book store or go to mikebooks.com/store.
Hi everyone, this is Michael Dolce, host of the Secrets of the Sire radio show podcast, and welcome to our Patreon launch event. To date, we've interviewed actor Kevin Bacon and rocker Chris Cornell. We spent a wacky week with a Real Housewife and played Love It or Shove It with a comic book icon. We've debated which TV shows everyone should be watching and channeled our inner force comparing Rogue One to The Force Awakens. And that's just the beginning. Become an executive producer and get an exclusive feed inside our studio before and while we air. Become a program director and receive our exclusive show outline with insider details on topics and guests hours before we go live. Or just be a fan. And for $1/4 a broadcast, we'll sing your praises on the interwebs every week. Do you like pop culture, movies, TV shows, and graphic?
Keep it superficial.
Just the brass tacks
We are
of the
very
situation.
superficial people
Yes.
in general,
Well.
so we're going to stick to... Well, I'm a very superficial person.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm a book by the cover kind of
I'm a
person.
great guy. I'm not superficial at all.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We talk comics, movies, TV, and pop culture every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc, and streaming live with sound on facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire and youtube.com/Secrets of the Sire. We're talking Captain Marvel. The embargo was lifted. We got Pat Shan in the studio. Basically, he doesn't realize it. Well, first of all, Pat, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Pat Shan. I write comics, novels, plays, other things. This is my 2000th appearance on this podcast.
You're not quite the Alec Baldwin of our show yet.
Someone has more appearances than me.
Yeah,
Who is it?
Darren Sanchez from Marvel.
Okay.
Danny actually co-hosted.
Darren
So
did co-host one
puts him in
episode,
another
which was
tier.
which was great.
I mean, does it count more that I'm the host now and you guys are the guest?
Well,
As we established?
but that's what I was actually getting at before. You don't realize it. We actually just brought you in to do the show. Like Hassan isn't even like paying attention. He's been like tweeting out like I don't know
I'm here.
puppy pics.
Kill Pat
since
Shan.
I-
Kill Pat Shan. Kill Pat Shan.
I'm here, you guys.
I'm kind of like yeah, Captain Marvel, man. No, we're letting Pat Shan just run the show today.
Oh, also too, I'm the writer of Destiny New York, currently on Kickstarter.
Is it? Why? I thought it got funded already.
Well, it's funded, but I mean, it's still
Oh, the
there.
Kickstarter's still going.
It's funded, but it's not
Oh.
funded. You understand what I'm
Mother
saying?
effer.
You get it?
8 days
It's not.
So I
funded.
Exactly.
It's only funded. It's not.
I confess, but I
funded.
have the best excuse in the world. I have 2 kids. I have not read volume 2 yet,
Hey, no, it's all good.
but
It's
I
all
enjoyed
good.
volume 1.
It's all good.
But I enjoyed volume 1 so much.
I didn't move on to volume 2.
No, but I
didn't want to ruin volume 1 by reading
I already
volume 2.
participated in volume 3, though.
I
See?
appreciate you. I do.
I'm gonna stack up. I'm gonna stack up books.
I appreciate you.
My stack is getting tall.
That old
Stack
chestnut.
'em high.
I'm waiting to get them. I'm waiting till they become a series, and then I will enjoy it while it is all a series. I will binge it.
You're gonna binge it
I will binge it when it's all a series.
unless you give it to him for free. Never reading it. It's just not
Alright.
happening.
I don't read anything, so I mean that's
a good
not. It's
point,
really
actually.
not
It's
a
hard
personal
to
thing.
read in
You
2019.
can
man.
tell by the type of answers you give on this show.
Oh
yes,
my
the
god! The ones that are just slightly better than yours. I
Ooh.
understand.
Yeah, they're only slightly better.
Yeah, because I read
I
more.
expect more. I expect way better.
Expect all you want.
I ex-
Expectations are terrible things.
It gets so awkward for the host, me, when my guests are having a conflict. You know.
No. That's actually
Why
the best show.
Like the
This
banners
is why
behind
you're-
us turn
this is why
into
you're
Pat
totally
Chan.
right.
It's the Pat Chan
It's
show.
like,
Like,
where'd the Dusty New York banner come from? What the F? All right, Captain Marvel, early reviews are in. You know, for the most part, all the reviews
We love this
were
movie.
very positive, I think, for the
Course.
most part. The thing that I noticed, which I thought was actually pretty good, well, a couple things. One, opens with a very touching Stan Lee tribute, so get ready for that.
Okay.
Spoilers. 2, closes with some post-credit scenes.
Ah, come on. Of course.
What a shock. What a
Okay.
shock.
Okay.
what? Am I gonna have to
Okay.
stay till after the credits? That's bull.
The,
This is terrible. This is a terrible format.
The
I do not
one
accept that.
thing, though, that I saw as I was perusing all the Twitter announcements on the movie,
Yeah.
was that Ben Mendelsohn or it's Mendelsohn, right?
Who
God.
is this?
He's an actor in the movie.
Okay. Okay.
Is supposedly amazing. He like blows everyone away.
Ben Mendelsohn. I wonder if I know who that is.
If only you had a device that
only-
could look up actors'
Living
names.
in the future.
If only you were sitting next to someone who's just literally just on his phone the entire time right now.
Living in the future.
I'm just calling him out because I like. You know, this is what happens. We go out to dinner beforehand. We get very riled up here. I was like, we were
really get
actually you get quieter and you just start tweeting. So, you know, who knows?
It's better than the alternative. Ben Mendelsohn from
Come on.
Rogue One.
Yes.
Oh, of course I've never
The
seen
Dark
Rogue One.
Knight. And,
Yes.
a couple of other movies.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready Player One.
He looks kind of like Thomas
Yes.
Jane, but old.
Yes. I'm just saying yes to all this. I think this is all like this is the kind of stuff that people tune in to listen to.
Oh, he's from Bloodline.
Out of everything
Yeah,
that we just listed,
Dude, I watch
he's like, let me pick the
dramas.
most obscure
Oh,
thing.
Bloodline isn't obscure. I watch
yes, it is.
sophisticated dramas. Okay,
Right.
okay. But not
Anyone who
actually-
says I watch sophisticated dramas really doesn't really watch sophisticated dramas.
it's true, but the last season of Bloodline was garbage. So hopefully Ben Mendelsohn can make it up to me personally.
I only
in Captain
watch
Marvel.
specific genres that elevate my intellect to the point of incredulity.
That is a beautiful
you.
impression of me, actually.
Yes, that's
But that's supposed
exactly
to be
what I
him?
was doing.
That's me.
Yes, this is my Pat Shan. Does I sound exactly like Pat Shan? I'm going to dye my beard red, and then I will be indistinguishable from Pat Shan.
I believe it.
You know, usually dead air is like a bad thing.
I shouldn't even be here. I should be
Dead air is actually saving us. All right, why don't I try to host the show? Which is what I
yeah,
normally do here.
that's pretty much what I've been getting at.
So apparently we've got Twitter reaction, but we've also got trolls targeting Captain Marvel on Rotten Tomatoes. This is according to CBR.
Those damn trolls.
As Disney and Marvel Studios gear up for the March 8th release of Captain Marvel, the first female-led solo film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, some fans aren't celebrating, but are instead attempting to poison the well and presumably damage its
Is this
opening
your drinking water?
weekend box office.
I'm gonna pee in it.
They're bombing Captain Marvel's Rotten Tomatoes entry with negative reviews intended to sabotage its audience score. Now, because I am a fair and balanced person, Bounding into Comics actually responded to this, saying it is
Bounding into
actually,
Comics is biased.
but you could argue CBR is biased the other way. There's goes both ways.
Can't
Can
be
you,
biased the
though?
other way.
Well, it said that they are blatantly lying. The movie's not being review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. Comic book fans are simply saying they're not interested in seeing it. They can't review bomb the movie because the film hasn't come out yet, and users can't provide a rating. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know the situation. You know, I would have to see the page
But
to
isn't-
see what people are saying.
Isn't the isn't the point of the review bomb people claiming that they're not interested in seeing the movie, like doing
But
doing
they're
so
not
in an overwhelming?
Actually, according to this article, Bounding into Comics is saying that it's not actually they're not posting reviews. They're not actually the Rotten Tomatoes score itself can't be altered at this point, right?
But
now.
Are those complaining?
And Chris, the producer, is saying yes, that is the case.
But are those complaining actually saying that they're doing reviews, as opposed to?
No, they're saying they don't want to see the movie.
Right, but I'm saying the
right,
people who are reporting it.
Right.
Are they claiming it as reviews?
I'm literally reading from the CBR article saying that trolls are bombing Captain Marvel's Rotten Tomatoes entry with negative reviews intended to sabotage its audience score.
Okay.
Well,
but then what does the article say?
That's what the article says.
What does the article say, though? Is that the clickbait? Is that the headline of the article?
No, that's the article. The article is why trolls are targeting Captain Marvel and Rotten
So
Tomatoes.
it doesn't elaborate any further as to
The next sentence says, it's important to note that no public screenings have been held for the film.
Well, if they're using the word reviews and reviews haven't been posted, that's wrong. However,
yeah, then the clickbait is wrong.
absolutely.
That's all.
A site like Bounding into Comics has lost its ability to be right about something. Even if they post something that's actually true, you can't believe it because of their slant. Right? So it doesn't matter what they post, even if they're being accurate. So they have lost that right.
Right.
But if CBR is using the word reviews and reviews haven't been posted, that is wrong.
Right. And then it goes on to say most of the negative comments littering Captain Marvel's audience review section of the aggregator site aren't so much concerned with the film as with its star, Academy Award winner Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Left by predominantly male users, the remarks are primarily focused on what they claim as are her racist and sexist views.
Who cares? Just grow.
I'll let Pat take over.
Grow up, dude. Like, just grow up.
I know.
Don't be a loser.
How can she be racist? She's white. I just don't understand. If she's everybody,
son of a bitch.
everybody's allowed to make a comment on their own group, right? If I make a comment about black people, I'm not making a racist comment. I'm making an insensitive observation of my own community, that may or may not be accurate.
This is where everyone, including our audience, sweats a little bit harder.
I ain't worried about it.
That's like I didn't know it was gonna be that kind of show.
No, I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for it.
If I knew it was that kind of
I'm
party.
ready for the heat. Okay.
We're friends here, so I'm not gonna ask you the obvious questions. Can white people be racist toward other white people?
Toward white people?
Yeah.
I kind of agree with what you said, that when you're talking about your ethnicity, you can kind of just talk shit about yourself, Like, white is not an ethnicity.
Dude,
come on, I'm being general here.
I'm just saying.
It's stuff like that makes these discussions kind of difficult.
If you
bullshit like that
dare pick apart what I'm saying, I'm gonna have you taken out of my building that I'm renting.
Yes, okay? I'm gonna carefully piece it together as a new drop for the show.
Boom, there we go.
That is what I will do.
No, but you know what? I think that anyone who's upset about what Brie Larson said should just move on with their life. Don't be upset about what people say. Dude.
She said, moving forward, I decided to make sure my press days were more inclusive. After speaking with you, the film critic, Valerie Complex, and a few other women of color, it sounded like across the board they weren't getting the same opportunities as others. When I talked to the facilities that weren't providing it, they all had different excuses. So she ended up working with Kia Brown, who's a disabled journalist, who she specifically sought out to be at all the press junkets with her, which I actually think is very commendable, by the way, to do that. There's nothing. I think that's something that could be, can't be seen as something in a bad light in terms of picking a journalist, because the journalist herself has said sometimes people, the fact that I have a condition of some kind makes people, uncomfortable. I've noticed that, and so it's really great that somebody wanted to include me. So in that regard, hey,
that's
kudos
great
to that. I'll also say the quote that I read is actually different than the quote I had initially read. And we talked about this going down. It's like the context of the quote, right? Like originally the context of the quote that I read was, I decided to make sure my press days were more inclusive. I found that it was typically full of, white men. And that was the quote that I read originally. And that's, pieced together, but that's part of a larger quote, obviously. And that's something we talked about too coming down, where it's like, I would love to have seen the video of her actually saying this, because obviously there's always that, like, massively large quote that you can pick apart a couple words and get a whole lot of clicks for. So,
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Do I believe that people are mad in real life about an actress's personal choice of how she's conducting a press junket? I don't, dude.
Yeah.
It's fake. It's fake offense. You're not really offended, dude. Just move on with your life. Go see the movie or don't, and be an adult.
The funny thing is, they're all going to see the movie.
Of course, because it's
They're all going to see the
Marvel
movie.
makes good movies. But,
I know.
But dude, you don't care what she's doing at a press junket. You really don't.
No.
You know, just don't be a loser.
No,
now he doesn't.
but you do care. I think you do care if it's piling on top of a narrative that is being repeated over and over again, right? I mean, I think there's a certain fatigue that goes along with it. Like, the ironic part is the inclusive movement tends to be, again, predominantly white, people on the left side that tend to talk about this kind of things over and over again, but they repeat the same narrative. Margot Robbie said the same thing when she's casting Birds of Prey, and J.J. Abrams said the same thing when it's typically the left.
It's funny why they have to say those things, Al.
I agree. I don't know. Well, we know why.
Because there's not a lot of people there's not a lot of people of color in those movies, or women and people of color, and they have to actively do it.
There's that, and then there's also the
narrative.
narrative.
You see, that's the point. And then you just kind of glaze over that. Well, yeah, there's that, but it's the way they said it. It's a state of being that they're trying to redress, and people are making it very difficult because they're not stating the redress in a diplomatic, in a way that makes it less painful for everybody who has to hear it.
I think there's there's going out there and actively trying to do good in the world, but there's skeptics. There's definitely skepticism as are they really trying to do this, or are they just trying to sell their movie? And I think that's where you look.
Well, then there's that, but I mean, where does that come from?
Natalie Portman. We talked about this the movie last year that she was in with what's her name? I think it was. I want to say Gina Rodriguez.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah,
it was not.
Annihilation.
Not that. Annihilation. Right. And they went out of their way to play down the fact that it was 4 female action heroes. And the director's like, I don't look at it like this. I look at it like these are really talented actors, and this is a really good script, and it's a really good movie, and you guys are going to enjoy it. And it bombed.
Yeah, because that's disingenuous. Like, do you have eyes? They're women.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just action heroes. That's lying about what it is. Just...
But isn't that the goal, though? Not to lie. Isn't the goal to normalize this kind of stuff where people are not taking notice of it?
Yeah, but you normalize it by talking about it. You don't normalize it by pretending it's normal when it's not.
Okay.
And by just ignoring it and just hoping that it just kind of glazes in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't become normal.
I guess.
True.
I guess there's that way.
500. What was it? 500 fights, right, or whatever. You have to do something.
10,000 hours?
Yeah, a certain number of times before it becomes muscle memory.
All right.
But everybody's chafing at the action, and it's not even the thing, because nobody's a racist, right? So everybody has no problem with the inclusion. It's just how it's being talked about.
Pat hates white people.
Which is...
Hate my white wife. Hater.
Don't ever say that.
No.
Ever say that. When we come back,
Amy, if you're listening,
we're gonna give Pat a chance to
I love you dearly.
Make amends with his wife
on my show.
And we're gonna talk about some cool stuff, which is Black Panther and Into the Spider-Verse winning an Oscar.
You're listening to the Talking.
Introducing The Mainstream, created by Michael Dolce, Talent Caldwell, Tony Moy, and Darren Sanchez. It tells the story of an interdimensional police force, polices alternate realities, keeps bad guys from other worlds from getting into ours. Issue 5 in stores now. Order it at your local comic book store or go to mikebooks.com/store.
Hi everyone, This is Michael Dolce, host of Secrets of the Sire radio show and podcast, and welcome to our Patreon launch event. To date, we've interviewed actor Kevin Bacon and rocker Chris Cornell. We spent a wacky week with a Real Housewife and played Love It or Shove It with a comic book icon. We've debated which TV shows everyone should be watching and channeled our inner force comparing Rogue One to The Force Awakens. And that's just the beginning. Become an executive producer and get an exclusive feed inside our studio before and while we air. Become a program director and receive our exclusive show outline with insider details on topics and guests hours before we go live. Or just be a fan.
I don't really believe in anything except for sandwiches.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We talk comics, movies, TV, and pop culture, and we got all that wrapped up into one Captain Marvel discussion. But moving on to a less controversial topic, we got Black Panther up for Best Picture. There's no controversy there, right?
I literally don't know. I don't listen to what these angry dudes say on Facebook, man. I literally don't know.
There actually is no controversy to that.
Oh,
Except
boom.
Brian
That's
Abraham
beautiful.
did not like the movie.
Who?
He's one of our fans.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Brian Abraham.
Brian Abraham. First of all, welcome back to my show, The Secrets of Destiny New York, now on Kickstarter.
How's the Kickstarter going?
It's going well. We're funded. We're keeping it moving.
What's the next stretch goal?
Next stretch goal is 19,000, and when we unlock that, we're going to add a bonus story.
Without giving away numbers, I want everyone to realize out there, when you kickstart something for an amount of money, people look at the amount of money and they're like, wow, that guy just made X amount of money.
Yeah.
How much of that X amount of money is that actual profit versus like just extra work you've got to do?
A good negative $25,000. Come on, I'm investing in my future.
Right.
I have thousands of books of backstock now.
Sure.
But if anyone thinks that I've made money,
Right.
that's hilarious.
I know.
Dude. No. It's like,
Some people are like, yo, look at that. You just made $19,000. It's
Right?
amazing. And you're like, yeah, do you know how much a book costs to make? Yeah. You know those like stickers that you want me to make, and those buttons, and the T-shirts,
Yeah.
and the extra sign.
I mean, the
variants?
way things are, you can minimize those costs. You can bring those costs way down,
Yeah.
especially like as print on demand and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it still doesn't mitigate it to the point where it becomes a profit.
it does not. And I mean,
And if you overdo your goal, you're not gonna reach it.
Yeah.
If you oversell whatever you're trying to sell in order to try to sneak a profit in there
Yes.
somewhere, it's kind of destined not to make it over the hurdle.
Yeah.
it's a fact.
I remember I did a Kickstarter for $2,500 in 2014 or 2015. It was one of those years. And I got $3,200, and I was like, "This is great!" And I lost $500 in the project.
For sure, man. Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't know how this happened. like
Yeah.
some,
That's true.
like somewhere in there, I missed something.
Yeah,
like
the world is a surreal
fuzzy,
place.
fuzzy math. But everyone, all my art team got paid, and that was good. All right, we were talking again. It's not really that controversial. Basically, right now, as it stands, Oscars are this weekend. We've already had a monumental decision that Black Panther even got nominated for Best Picture, which has never happened to a comic book movie. It should have happened with The Dark Knight. Didn't.
No, shouldn't have.
Heath Ledger
Logan.
did get
Logan, I'll say.
Logan
but,
also.
not
Logan
The
could
Dark
also
Knight.
be. Yeah, Logan. You absolutely
Dark
could
Knight
put
was
it
a
up for
crap
that.
movie. It's a
Logan
total
got
crap
best.
movie.
Got nominated for screenplay,
Crap
and Dark Knight did. Obviously Heath Ledger did win for his performance, so there was
He deserved
some
it, but the film didn't.
Yeah, there's some precedence to that, but. Supposedly right now you've got not only Black Panther, but you got Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse, according to the New York Post, tracking way up right now, right? Came out of nowhere in December, received
For what, for
rave
Best
reviews.
Picture?
Yes.
There's no way an animated movie is going to be Best Picture.
No. It's not up for Best Pictures. Best
animated movie? Okay,
Yeah.
that probably.
Its only competition right now is Incredibles 2, which is also up in the tracking according to this article. The Oscars are notoriously fickle when it comes to superhero films, and Sony has never won in the animated category. So this is a big deal, but it looks like it's one of those foregone conclusions that it's going to win the Oscar.
Black Panther is not going to win.
Here's why I think it will, actually.
I don't think it will.
I think Black Panther absolutely will.
I know exactly it won't win, and I can tell you why.
Why this year's Oscars campaign spent the most money ever. This is from New York Post also. We've talked about this now, and Pat's listened to every single show, so he knows.
Every time.
Hassan has mentioned that the documentary he was watching that actually goes into how the Oscars are actually tabulated.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of
insane.
like...
It has nothing to do with like favorites and
right.
aggregates and
It's
stuff
really
like that.
crazy. But apparently this year, film distribution executive for the Oscars campaigns, there's more money flying around this year than I've ever seen. One of the big spenders has been Netflix, which produced Roma, which is up for Best Picture, and competing. It's competing against Black. Well,
Roma's
the funny thing
gonna
is
win.
though, it's got a lot of backlash because even Steven Spielberg says Netflix should not be able to win an Oscar; it should only be up for an Emmy. What do you think of that, though? Netflix not being... I actually thought it was kind of interesting, too. Like, how do you kind of... Like, isn't it a TV movie in a sense? I know it's a feature film.
Yeah, but Netflix is looking to corner the market on everything, especially.
No, I get that, but I mean, what's
I
the
agree.
criteria?
I agree. And also, I mean, just the documentary I watched was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Said that Roma had already spent $22 million in whisper campaigns.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I think it's going to win. So I mean, and it's not even a secret what a whisper campaign. It's like the Secret Service, and everybody knows who the Secret Service is. So what's so secret about them?
Right.
You know, it's like a whisper campaign. If everyone can hear you whispering about you should really vote for Roma, and here's a cool $100,000 to make sure you do. It's not really a whisper campaign. so it's. I mean, look, it might not. I might be proven completely wrong, but I think that Black Panther would actually be a justification for the win. It would actually be a genuine win.
Yeah.
In spite of the controversy behind it, and
I think it would absolutely, yeah.
Because Roma, which may be a better movie, has tried to hedge the bet and get the win. So I think if Black Panther turn around and win, it actually would legitimize the Oscars again, as opposed to, I think this movie is going to win because every time I open up Facebook or every time I open up YouTube, I see a Roma ad.
Yeah.
And, a couple of $100,000 of, like $22 million have been spent already in secret advertising
but wait,
of this
this
movie.
is the thing, though. According to Variety, A Star is Born, Green Book, and Black Panther have also spent about $20 to $30 million per film. But...
In advertising in lobbying
Yes.
for an Oscar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
So that's why I think Black Panther actually has a shot. I think Marvel was smart to put the money behind it because I don't think they're going to get another opportunity in their canon of films to break this kind of boundary. I think this is one of these one-shot
It's gonna be
deals.
such a shit show. It really is. Yeah.
See,
Well, no,
Pat
I haven't. I haven't done as bad as
like,
Pat.
It's just a curse fest now.
I haven't done as bad as Pat.
Bad mouth, potty mouth.
It's true.
I mean, if you look at all the contenders, to me, Roma is one of those films that always typically wins, like the one you've never seen. Like what was it, Brooklyn a couple years ago, where it didn't win Best Picture, but the actors won. Actually, it wasn't
It wasn't a bad film though, Brooklyn.
No, it wasn't. But it was like one of those things. That's like, where did they?
Yeah, where did this
show
come from?
this
I never
film?
even saw this.
I've never
movie.
even. Yeah, I've never
it
seen an
advertised.
ad for it. I've never.
It's the same with Roma. I mean, that just might be me, but I never knew it was. It
I didn't even know.
existed
I
until-
know.
And I'd seen. It was one of the few years I'm like, I've seen every one of the movies that are up for Best Picture. So like, I have a stake in it. I'll know how legitimate the win is. If I and now this other movie just comes out. This one might be a front runner. And I'm like, what the hell movie is this? I've never even.
The
seen
nice part
this
is you
movie.
can watch it for free. I mean, you pay your Netflix subscription to get to see it, right?
Yeah, but that's like I wouldn't be gravitating. The only reason I would watch Roma is because it's on Netflix.
I agree. Actually, I kind of agree. No, but the Screen Actors Guild, we said this a couple weeks ago.
That's
That's a big win. It's
I
a
agree
big
with
win for Black Panther, and I think there's enough.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
If they're spending the money, combined with they've got other actors behind the film who vote, I think it could pull it
Yeah.
off. I really do.
Then we'll have to deal with like 6 months of indignant it was
Brian
a
never
affirmative
had it,
action win, or whatever. Because it doesn't matter like how legitimate a movie is. Like if it's the highest grossing movie of the year
Right.
domestically,
Right.
and it was and everybody seemed to love it, and everybody had a good time watching it, and it wins an Academy Award. It's still it was a diversity.
I would say this though.
It was a
ironically,
diversity win.
but ironically, if Roma wins over it, I mean, that's also the story of like Mexican American upbringing. So it's not as if you have like your typical like it would be really super ironic if people are like, I'm glad Roma won.
My only issue with Roma, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you guys are suffering for a cause.
See, now I don't understand.
That's my only problem with Roma. Is like, what movie is this? And now I got to go watch Roma. I got to make room in my schedule to watch Roma. And I might go, this movie's way better than Black Panther, and then to the point where Black Panther wins, and I'm be pissed. Like Roma should have.
Oh, that would be so great for the show next week.
But I do agree that if it's a television movie, technically.
Yeah.
Off of a streaming service that you watch at home on television, it should be an Emmy.
Right.
But what is a television movie now? Because
movies that you watch on your television.
But the idea of television is changing, though.
There is, and does a direct-to-DVD movie?
Well, then that means you'd have to get rid of the Emmys.
Oscar?
You'd have to discontinue the Emmys altogether.
No.
You'd have to reevaluate the entire circumstance because there are television movies.
Yeah.
But that category is dumb. You should make it like this: Emmys is TV, which is a half an hour serialized thing or an hour serialized thing. A movie is a 70-minute plus single.
But what
thing.
about a TV movie? That's a category.
That doesn't really exist anymore, though.
No, they do.
No, they
Go
do.
watch
No,
Lifetime.
I know.
I don't watch Lifetime.
But who watches TV?
That's a bad argument.
People watch Netflix.
That's a very bad. Those are bad metrics. We cannot argue that. Who does it? Who does that? Obviously, it does happen. You don't.
It's changing though. The
It
landscape
is
is dramatically changing.
It is changing, and they want to change it too fast. Now they want to open up the market for streaming movies to win the Oscars. That's look, you can do that, but you have to go through the motions of doing that. You can't just one year just decide, these movies are allowed now.
But okay, why though? Because right now the only real justification is this movie is at a place. So. Because it's at a different place than your home. Why? Who cares? Like, who cares?
I care. which is why I'm having this conversation.
Speaking of TV changing, when we come back, we go spinning the racks. No more Punisher. No more Jessica Jones.
Boy.
No more Marvel. Netflix.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
The best designs for your life start at home. I'm David Thiergartner, interior designer and host of At Home. Listen live Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as we talk to the very best professionals about interior design and the design that's all around us, right here on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, Thursdays 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
TalkingAlternative.com.
Find us on Facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. Go look at our videos. Go to YouTube/Secrets of the Sire. Download our podcast on iTunes. All that fun stuff. And you can hear our opinions about Last Jedi and the newer Star Wars.
Right. Or
In
don't,
this particular
which
case,
might make you feel better, depending on your feelings of The Last Jedi.
Reverse psychology. Well done.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. I want to give a shout out to our beloved patrons, Craig Caruso, dedicated fans, Einar Peterson, Matt Byer, Ashley Hackai, and Omar Morales. Program director Stefan Dolce, and as always, our Uber fan, Christina Dolce. Go to patreon.com/secrets of the Sire. Go to our YouTube channel also. Hit the subscribe button. Really, we're making a concerted effort. We're going to be doing an awesome True Detective stream on Monday. Pat, you watching True Detective at all?
No, I want to, though.
You should.
It's definitely one of my 2 watches.
Now, wait.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen the previous seasons?
Oh, no. I want to, though.
Watch 1 and watch 3. Skip 2 altogether.
Dude, do you know me? There's no way in the world that I'll ever do that.
He's going to come on here. We're going to do a True Detective stream. He's going to be like, 1 and 3 sucked. What are you going to talk about? 2 is like the greatest.
I'm not endorsing 3 until I see the last episode.
I know. It's coming on Sunday.
I'm not doing that.
It's going to be great.
It's been interesting up until now, but I will heap praise on it if they stick the landing. But
that'll be exclusive to our YouTube channel.
Because I remember season 2 where they crashed that plane. They didn't stick the landing at all. That last 15 minutes destroyed the entire season.
Oh, I hate when that
was
happens.
astonishing.
I hate when that happens, man.
So Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I think the date is, if I'm looking correctly, it is February 25th. Go check us out on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing True Detective, an entire season review stream. Mr. Pat Shan has joined us, thankfully, because he's taken over the show. And that's good because then we get a night off.
It's Pat Shan Show.
That's beautiful right there. That's
You have your theme song.
That's beautiful.
You have your theme song. Tell folks about you real quick and what you got going on.
Okay, right now, I am a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm always a writer, but right now on Kickstarter, Destiny
right now
New
you're
York,
actually a co-host. It's much different.
Writer / solo host, dude. You guys are both the guests, okay? But all right, so on Kickstarter right now, Destiny New York. The story is about Logan, who is a prophecy girl. She completed her prophecy when she's 13, and now she's in her 30s trying to live a normal life.
Okay. Well, I hit us while you were talking.
Boom.
So that this way, when they're watching the video, we're gone.
It's
very exciting. No, we appreciate. We love that you're on. You're competing with next week's guest, which is Fabian Nicieza, who'll make his 3rd appearance.
It's Fabian
and
Show.
Jeff Gomez will be on 2 weeks from now. That will be his, I want to say his 4th appearance.
His 90th.
Well, I mean, this is my what, like 6th
This is your
or
4th
7th?
appearance.
No, it's not, dude. So much more than that.
I think it's only your 4th.
No, more than that.
All right, we're gonna make a bet.
More
We're
for
gonna
sure.
make a bet. It's gonna be exciting.
I'd say this is my 6th or 7th.
Real quick before we get into Netflix, we have to come up with our March Madness because it's coming up.
Okay.
We're going to do a cool contest, so check out the website. I want to figure out, last year we did best sequel.
Okay.
Right? So
I
it
was
had
there
to be
for
a
that.
sequel. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have to come up with a cool concept topic. I actually had it about 7 months ago. I was showering, just giving you all the graphic. I was lathering up.
I'm picturing it right now.
And I thought to myself, that would make an awesome, not the showering part, but whatever it was that came into my head, I was like, that is a terrific idea for our March Madness. Yeah. I'll remember it 7
Shampoo
months from
brands,
now.
right?
Totally forgot. No idea what it was.
You. Gross.
Are you threatened? Are you threatened by the image of me showering?
Absolutely.
As you should. My wife is threatened too by it, but hey, I love you, honey.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, have you guys done villains? Like movie villains?
We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
We'll talk after the on Pat
Darth
Shan
Vader.
Show. All right, we do this every week. We go spinning.
Spin 'em.
Apparently, if Hat doesn't listen to the show. as
So
much
he's
as-
been on a gazillion times.
Yeah,
That's the
but he
first time
doesn't-
he's ever
yeah.
heard that. All right.
Yeah.
Netflix laid down the axe. The Punisher and Jessica Jones canceled by Netflix. Ladder's 3rd season still to air. As the only 2 series on the TV arm of the comic giant still left on the streamer, there will be no season 3 of Punisher. The completed 3rd season will air, but then will be put on ice for good after that. It marks the end of the multi-series big bucks, big ambitions between Marvel and Netflix. It started in 2013 with the announcement of the 4 series and the Defenders limited series. However, Jeff Loeb, Marvel TV executive himself.
Please don't fire me, letter.
I don't think he's got any trouble. I don't think he's in any danger of getting fired.
They got it because most of his shows are almost all of his shows are canceled.
Yeah.
And the Inhumans was canceled. I mean, like there's not a lot out there. There's Gifted. There's
well, apparently,
there's a couple of others that he
Yeah.
has, but they're not. There's Gifted. There's Cloak and Dagger. There's like one other.
He wrote here, as Matthew Murdoch's dad once
Okay.
said, "The measure of a man is not how he gets knocked to the mat; it's how he gets backed up." Jeez, I can't read now. It's how he gets back up. To be continued, followed by, which to piggyback on what you were saying, the Loeb Run Marvel TV inked a 4-series and 1 special deal with the soon-to-be Disney-dominated Hulu on February 11th.
I've been saying this, man, ever since these have been all been canceled.
Yeah.
My take was, if you think that these are canceled for real, never cross the street. You can't do it, dude. You will not survive.
There's no way it's not coming back. Will it come back with the same cast? I mean, John Bernthal's already been cast in the Sopranos prequel.
Yeah, but that's not a
movie.
TV show. That's
Yeah.
just a movie.
I know, but
Yeah. No,
they
no.
might have to CGI a mustache off him. You never know. I mean, it's crazy.
It's for sure. They're for sure coming back. I mean, Iron Fist
Oh, I
probably
hope
won't.
not.
You know,
I
but
hope not.
He was not a fan of
They're-
the Netflix shows.
I saw
They're
Daredevil.
terrible.
I mean, I saw episode 1 of Daredevil.
Oh, that's good.
But-
So he's
but
done
that's
as much
it.
research as is requisite for our
what,
show.
What are you talking about then? How can you defend these shows if you?
I
haven't
didn't
even,
defend
No,
that.
he just said they're coming back.
How do you know they're coming back?
Because
they don't
they
deserve
make
to come
money.
back.
He's Pat
dude.
Shand.
They're for sure coming back. They make money. There's a huge audience.
Well,
for them.
okay, I guess that's a good reason then.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because Netflix is so ambiguous with all their numbers. I mean, you don't really know if they make money or not make money.
You could tell from social media, though, man.
Social media is actually when we talk about the Netflix shows,
Yeah.
very low ratings, very low clicks, very low listens.
I mean, you can't judge like just how they
No,
do
no.
based on your podcast. Though.
yes,
You know, like
that's how we judge everything. I judge how well your Destiny New York Kickstarter is going by how well our podcast goes when we have you on.
okay.
We are the
okay.
secret to your success.
Yeah, it's not a business
Th-
model you
thank you
should follow,
Thank you for that.
but but it's definitely what the metrics we use.
My whole question with this, though, and this is the question that came up, though, is like, why Hulu? Like, what is going on with like the whole
Because
point of
nothing
this?
Hulu's the unsung.
No, but
you
you
redheaded
have
stepchild.
Disney streaming,
But they want to
like,
leave it for major content. They want to leave it for movies and their cartoons. They
And-
wanted to
yeah.
Really?
specifically, yeah. And I don't think they want the TV shows on there. Plus,
So
it's
they
a
don't want-
different
they don't want the
division.
mature- okay.
The television segment is a different division from the MCU, from Kevin Feige, all that stuff. And Kevin Feige washed his hands
Yeah.
of the television like right around the time Iron Fist came out, the
Yeah.
first Iron Fist, and rightfully so, because those shows did not follow the formula of the MCU. It
Wait.
didn't. It did.
Hassan, it's 5G.
It's Feige.
Wait, hold on, no. It's 5G or Feige because both of those are just so cute.
It's Feige.
Okay,
Could you make a Kickstarter for Feige?
it's so cute.
Feige,
It's
the
a little
fight
cute
and troll.
name. I always heard Feige in my head, but I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
He doesn't like when you cut him off.
I'm sorry, man.
Doesn't matter.
Ironically, you cut him off right at the end of his statement, so it's okay. See what I did there? Huh? Huh? All right, real quick. We got about 2 minutes before we go off the air. Oscar predictions this weekend. Hassan?
I won't be watching. That's my prediction.
Same, it's 100% same.
I'll definitely watch in spurts in between True Detective.
Yo, spurts. Horrible word. I mean, but
It's not sharts. It's okay.
dude. All right, but your prediction was that Black Panther wins. No, your prediction was Black Panther wins, right?
I would not be shocked if Black Panther wins. I think Star is Born is
So
going to win.
you're saying Black Panther, and you're saying
I'm actually saying Star is Born is going to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Black Panther pulls it out.
mean, I'm just gonna. I hope Black Panther because that would just be fun and cool.
Wouldn't
you
it be
know?
the most amazing thing if they actually
Probably won't win because it would be the most amazing thing.
and just like life has crushed all of your hopes and dreams?
No. My hopes and dreams have nothing to do with whether Black Panther wins or not. But it's
They
just
should be.
no.
Terrible.
Long ago, I learned. Long ago,
Don't-
I learned not
don't
to
tie
do
it- don't
that.
tie anything to
exactly,
that. Don't tie
Exactly.
anything to that.
It'll be nice and fun though. You know,
What's your prediction? Who's winning?
the best picture.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put some good energy out there and say Black Panther just because I
Okay.
want it to happen.
Okay.
But the truth is I don't know. And
Well, no one knows.
well, no.
That's the whole idea.
I just have
That's why
no.
they're going to open the envelope.
It's
They're
true.
gonna pull it
I
out.
just have no information to back it up with. But the truth is that you guys have told me more about the Oscars than I knew at all.
Well,
I didn't know what
we are
Rumble
very
was. You know?
informative to our audience.
It's true. And I'll just add here. Thank you again for having me
Oh.
on my 3,500th
I think
time
this is number 4.
as a guest on the podcast.
I think this is number 4.
The most appeared guest, the most popular guest by far. And just thank you so much. I genuinely enjoyed talking to you guys.
You know, we had Jackie the Joke Man on. I mean, I'm just saying. It's way more popular.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Me.
No, we love having you on. Go check out Pat Chan's stuff. Go check out his Kickstarter right now. Destiny New York, it's running right now. Go check out Hassan doing Hassan things. Actually, we got a cool announcement with Hassan coming up in the next couple weeks, so we're going to be pretty excited about that as well, too. We got some awesome Sire Studios. That's right, I'm dropping the name right now.
Beautiful.
Stuff going on the next couple weeks as well, too. Next week, we've got our... How do we put this? He's our most... What's Fabian Nicieza, co-creator of Deadpool? He is our most...
He's Fabian Nicieza, co-creator of Deadpool.
Is that it? I was going to say, like, insightful, inciting. We just ask him one question.
He's the inside man.
We ask him one question.
He's the man on the inside.
And it's an hour of a show, like right there.
Hey, nice.
And we got him coming up next.
Loquacious.
Oh, that's a smooth
He's our most
word.
loquacious guest.
Coming up next week. Secrets of the Sire.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative